Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Colts Cast. We're here to talk about anything and everything Indianapolis Colts. I am your host, Jamal Lawrence, here, riding out on a solo one today for us, picking up right where we left off. Guys, as we talked about, it is officially mock draft season. There are a lot of things that need to be addressed on the Colts for us this season, and most people probably think that it's on the defensive side of the ball. And while I do agree that we do need some changes on the defensive side of the ball, because it's mock draft season and we like to have fun, we're going to keep it on the offensive side of the ball because I think that there is a key player in the draft that could help us out this year. Now, before we go ahead and get into this right here, what I want you to do for me is go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. Please go ahead and hit that for us. Guys, this gets us out to Colts fans just like yourself, and it is absolutely free. All you have to do is hit that button, help us out, help you guys out. We're going to continue to keep the great content coming for you. Now, like I said here, we're going to the wide receiver room because it's still mock draft for us. And there's a special person. And if you guys are looking here and watching the YouTube video right now, you may be able to see my hat. This may give it away for you just a little bit. We're talking about a South Carolina football player here now. Of course, myself, I'm a South Carolina alum, so I like to keep up with the Gamecocks and everything they do. So when this name started popping up throughout the season, of course, I was excited. I've been watching this guy play all season long. But what will it take for us to pick up this wide receiver? And when could we possibly pick him up? A couple of questions for us because there are a couple of options. Could Chris Ballard be looking to trade back, maybe pick up a cornerback in free agency? Could he be looking to trade back for extra picks in later rounds? Or could he just be ready to take this offense up one more notch at that number 15 pick? We don't know. We know how Ballard is. He likes to get his picks, and he likes to shop bargain as much as he can. But we also know one thing about Chris Ballard. And if you know him, you know that he loves an athletic freak build. And who better to showcase this than a 6'3", 227-pound tank by the name of Xavier Legette? Not to mention, guys and gals, he runs a 4.3 40-yard dash. Some reports even saying 4.29. Of course, we will get the official one come April when the combine is here. But neither here nor there. What I know that this guy is someone who could elevate this offense and elevate this team to a whole new level. Now, for some of you listening, this name may not ring a bell for you. Again, but like I said there, as a Gamecocks fan, listen, this guy had an awesome year this year, and I feel like he didn't get some of the exposure that he deserved. And some of that's because of some, I don't want to say poorer games he had, but some quote poorer games he had against some great defenses such as Georgia and then some of these other squads. But it's not all him. It's all about the offensive line, who was terrible for the Gamecocks this year, which left Spencer Rattler running around for his life dang near every game. But this isn't to talk about the Gamecocks and their issues. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there because, like I said, some people don't recognize that name, but you should know that name. Because when this man was on the field, he was balling every opportunity that he could whenever the cards were right there for him and we didn't have his quarterback getting hit in the backfield or having busted up plays. Now, coming into the end of the season, I was looking through, different mock drafts and kind of things just to see where people thought he would be. A lot said, we're thinking early second round because we do know that this is a loaded wide receiver draft this year. But I'm not gonna lie to y'all. As time has continued on, he's creeped into this late first round talk, and I personally think by the end of the combine, he may be in the middle, just because I think he may show out. Now, of course, he ended the season 71 receptions, 1,255 yards, 7 touchdowns, 17.7 yards a catch, and led the nation with 13 catches of over 30 yards. Let the nation with that, guys. 13 catches over 30 yards. My man was getting downfield and grabbing anything that came his way. Top 10 in receiving yards per game and in total yards for the season. And like I already talked about, that 4.3 speed. I mean, crazy explosive speed. Strong hands. Anything that comes his way, he's going to get it. He can play the X position. We can drop him down the slot. No matter what we need from him, he can drop down into these positions and make it happen. Now, the reason why I talk about him so much and so highly is because we have an offensive, excuse me, a wide receiver room that I've said on record multiple times, saying I just feel like there's not enough competition in our wide receiver room. This just kind of laxed. It's known that MPJ is our wide receiver one. Downs is going to be out there. Alec Pierce is going to be out there. I think it's time to stir up the pot a little bit for the Indianapolis Colts and get that explosive player we need, especially if we can't target maybe a big name during free agency. So why not go ahead and get somebody on a rookie contract like Mr. Xavier Legette himself? Not to mention, guys, just another fun fact for you: clocked the fastest ball carrier speed in both college and NFL this season. Who doesn't need someone? Who doesn't want someone like that on their squad? Great route runner, great separation, loves to go up for contested catches. I know that Alec Pierce is our contested catch guy. We say that, he loves drawing that DPI, but we have somebody who not only has the crazy speed, who has the hands, who has the great route tree. He can take over as that wide receiver number one for us. And some people don't want to have that conversation, but it's a conversation we got to have. We got to have that as time goes on. Will a receiver like Xavier Legette become a wide receiver one if they were to step into the Indianapolis Colts locker room? Maybe I'll save that one for another day for us. We can all have some fun with that one. But guys, he can blow past any linebacker that they put when he's in the slot. While at Carolina this past year, I mean, he ran almost 34% of the snaps came from the slot. 34%. That's a ton. That's a third of his catches, or a third of his routes are coming from the slot. That's a place he's comfortable at. Could you imagine just having somebody with that build and that speed just going up for any quick ball? We've had a lot of issues, with our tight end group this year. We have a lot on the books, but we also had a lot who didn't play. We had some off-field trouble, so we didn't really get a chance to utilize, across the middle of the field. And Downs, love Downs, but Downs didn't get a chance to utilize the middle of the field like we would have wanted to, I think. And some of that, of course, is quarterback play. We had a backup quarterback, neither here nor there. But someone like Legette could come in and really elevate that for us. He could be the X factor that the Colts need at the receiver spot. Now, I know I mentioned Pittman earlier. You may be thinking to yourself, well, Pittman's our wide receiver number one. No, it doesn't matter. Pittman demands the most targets on the team. We need to have that. That's fine. Pittman can still get the most targets on the squad because Xavier can do the rest with his legs. He can get that ball and get downfield like we need him to. But the bigger question we have to talk about, I guess the bigger elephant in the room we have to talk about, and just to kind of think about what's going on, Pittman are the Colts going to be able to sign Pittman back here going into next season? I personally think that the Colts won't even give him a chance to walk. I think Ballard loves and appreciates what he's brought to this team, this organization. So I don't think that he'll give him an opportunity to walk. However, we do know that money talks. Money talks, and sometimes, we gotta think about what's going to bring him happiness. Is it going to be being on the same squad, or is it going to be money? Financial situations. Don't know. It's only time to tell for us right now. But what I will tell you is this: if MPJ were to walk and we had someone like Xavier Legette on the squad, we pick up from where we left off. But just imagine if we have Legette, Pittman Jr., Downs with our wide receivers. We have Anthony Richardson back there throwing the ball. That's a defensive coordinator's nightmare because we have a fast, blazing fast 6'3" receiver who can go up and get the ball. A strong Michael Pittman Jr. who can kill the intermediate game for us. And then a small, dicey, fast Josh Downs who can just get in the second level, get behind the linebackers, and still stay in front of those safeties for us. Not even to talk about the run game, because we're not talking about the run game, just strictly wide receivers for us today. What I'm getting at for us, guys and gals, is this Xavier Legette pickup could be crazy good for us. Whether we were to take him at the 15 spot, or, I've seen a couple things that he may go projected, obviously, 22, 23. Could we trade back for that and maybe pick up something later? I don't know. Possibly. We know how Chris Ballard works. We'll see. But I would be completely comfortable picking up Legette at that number 15 spot for us where we have. Because, like I said, we have a stacked wide receiver um, pool this year for us. But why not go ahead and take one of the most dominant ones we had? An SEC guy who played against great competition all year long and still showed he could dominate against it. That's my case for him. Please drop your comments below. Tell me how you feel about it and let me know, would you be okay with taking a receiver at the number 15 spot? Or is there someplace else you would use that pick for? Thank y'all for coming in and listening to us. Again, we drop episodes for you. It's going to be a great time going into this mock draft season. So we're going to continue to bring some heat for you. Again, hit that like and subscribe button for us. Appreciate everything you guys are bringing. Y'all take care and you have a great weekend.